We're live or in the archive, and my name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
This is the Barre class specializing in pliés and bar-inspired exercises for those hips and kettlebell presses for full body strength. Let's get right to that foot warm-up, unless you've been doing that already, but hey, we can always benefit from a little double up. Let's practice presses in a second, but point those toes to start.
All right, whether you have a bar off to the side or you start this in space, let's gently get to the usual demi-point foot where we bend those toes and push some weight down into that. Then we'll go double up and we'll gently march through those feet. As you land, try to land with a nice straight extended hip so that butt cheek is nice and squeezed. We're standing up tall. The cage is over top of those hips. This time we'll land and we'll do our toe point and we'll get to the pointiest toe possible, and then we'll lightly curl over those toes. Once our toes are curled over, try to keep something behind those toes, like you're crumpling $1 million bill, and try to hold that and even just lift the foot up off the floor, holding those toes. Then we'll go back to the pointy point, the demi point, up and switch. Let's try the other side. Pointy point first, then curl over. So I don't have too much weight on those toes. I'm using the toe power to crunch them up, let them take some tension, then go back through the foot, up one more time each side. Point, curl them, pointing that foot, but curling the toes. Then before we go back, let's spread those toes and place them down through the demi point. And one last time, we'll go through the pointed foot, curl them up, then uncurl them with power so you can put them right down in that demi point, and then we'll go back to that double up position. Let's hold our first balance up here with nice straight legs, maybe even for fun, squeezing the cheeks, extending the hips. That's not the fun part. The fun part is keeping your knees straight. Could you take a couple steps forward in a little Barbie walk? And then could you take a couple steps back? This Barbie doesn't bend their knees. Made of plastic. It's fantastic. Then control down. Gently bend the knees now and press the knees towards over the toes, lightly sinking back. We'll peel the heels up off the floor, press back to those nice straight legs, and then control the down. We'll come right to the floor to warm up those planks, so we'll bend the knees again. We'll peel the heels up. We'll sink low. We'll lightly tap, extend the hips, and let's practice our matrix moves before we put our wrists down. Hips are extended, abs are braced. We're going to lightly lean back and then come back up as one unit. Let's try that one more time. I did it with my tucked toes. This time I'm going to point my feet out as I lean back and then pull myself back through. Our hands will land softly on the floor. We'll do a quick wrist here and then hop right into that plank. With our hands gripping the floors nice and open, our elbow pits rotated forward, and our shoulders pulled out of our ears. Let's draw some circles here. So lightly shift your weight around, distributing the weight through all your fingertips, as well as your wrists and hands. And then switch directions. Feel the pinkies, the rings, the middle, the indexes, and the thumbs all connect to the floor, as well as the knuckles of the hand and the base. We'll come back to center. Let's keep that connection and step ourselves back into that first high plank. We're into our high plank here because this is the tension we want to create when we press. So our feet will be rooted on the floor when we press. Our kneecaps pulled up, our butt cheeks squeezed, and our abs braced. If I came through the screen and tried to move you, I couldn't. Hold that for 5, 3, 2, knees down. We'll take a little splits break because today we're pressing out of various positions, including the splits.
Awesome. So we're trying to keep that cow hip or the anterior hip tip. Nice straight knees, of course, and those dorsiflexed ankles or feet being pulled to the shin. With light tension with those hands out front, settle into that nice shape, and we'll we will then take this movement into an extension of the spine, leaning
What was the
forward.
T word you were gonna
I
say?
don't know what that word was.
Transition.
Translate, I'm not exactly sure. But from there, we'll get up, back nice and tall. No translation, but instead of rotation, this time, rotate through that upper body so your sternum or your heart looks towards your foot. Maybe straddle 2 hands on either side there, and just gently lean towards that side, keeping the spine nice and long, and then back up to nice and tall. Reset in the middle, rotate to the other side, same effort. The spine is long, the chin tuck is providing that neutral look on the head neck, and then just back up to sit tall. Let's go right through the middle one last time, and maybe that opened up a little bit of space in those hips. And this will be that final pressing position for the day here, but take your time. If we can't be comfortable in this splits position, we might not want to do a kettlebell press from it. We'll offer some nice suggestions for alternatives coming up. But until then, let's get up.
So from the splits position, let's try not to use our hands and come to standing. Whether you come to your mer person position, your lunge, however you decide to get up, we'll stand up, we'll hold a bell quick, and then we'll get right into our first set of presses. Let's get that bell into the rack position, hold each side, and then we'll press. Hip hinge, grip, pull to rack. First time through, just about 10 seconds here. Feet rooted, abs brace, butt cheek squeeze. Whether it's a kettlebell or dumbbell, your wrist is nice and straight, knuckles pointed towards the ceiling, vertical forearm, shoulder lightly retracted, 2 hands, place the bell down. Whew. Shake it out, repeat on the other side. It's a hip hinge to pick it up. Pull it to the rack position. Knuckles facing the ceiling, straight wrist, shoulder retracted, lats packed, abs braced, cheek squeezed, 2 hands, park your bell. Before we get to our first bar exercise, let's get our first set of presses out. We'll do that from standing tall. The number today is 3. Hip hinge, grip, pull to the rack position, 3 presses over here. Inhale, pull the bell down, up, tight. Inhale, pull the bell down. Last one, pull the bell down, return it to that position on the floor, shake it out. I want you to have a medium heavy weight. That last rep is still successful, but we're pushing it a little bit here as we go through that second side of 3 presses. We're thinking about our breathing and our abs and our cheeks, and we're also thinking about that off arm tension on the way up. Pull down, park it, shake it out. Whew. Set number 2, stay tuned.
Changing it up and going to the bar here, working on those sets of pliés from our first, our second, and then our 4th position. Hand could be on the bar lightly and the other hand could be on the hip or out in space. With the feet slightly turned out, let's go chase that diamond shape between the legs and then push those hips all the way through. Same thing again, heavy on the pinky sides of the feet, spread those knees and push through. The 3rd repetition, it's the same thing with the flat feet, and then let the heels come up a little bit to help us get lower, and then connect the heels first, and then continue to extend through the hips. Now let's take a single leg out to the side, landing toe ball heel. Same effort for 3 repetitions of our plié squat. Pull ourselves down as if between a toaster and push those hips right back up to tall. Pull yourself down, maintaining that cow tip in the hip, cramp those glutes and pull up the knees. Repeating one more time, feet stay flat, but gently ask permission to get lower.
Can I get lower?
And then push through. Then point the toe out to the side and take it to the front and land toe, ball, heel. Stay as square as we can. And here, same thing. Create that nice diamond shape between the legs and then straighten up. Repeat again. Heels stay heavy. Weight on 2 feet. Straighten knees. And for the last one, get as low as you can with the flat feet. Then let those heels come up and facilitate you getting a little bit lower. Then connect the heels, straighten the knees, and just point to the front and bring the leg back underneath the hip. Then with the bar or without now, do the same thing to the other side. So it's a step out to the side as a tendu, and then bring it around to the front. From here, 4th position plié, knees bend and knees extend, straight knees. Bend knees, feet stay heavy, in particular on the pinky side of the foot, and a stretch. And as we pull ourselves down, the heels could lift to help us get a little bit lower. Then connect the heels, straighten knees, point to the front, and then just return back to that original 1st position. More squats and knee bends to come up, but first the press.
Those hips are feeling hot. Now we're on to set number 2 of presses. We're going to take it down a level and get into our lunge position. So take a leg back, pull yourself down to that lunge position. We're going to take the kettlebell into the arm of the back leg. So let's hip hinge. Pull that bell to the rack position. And for 3, we're going to press from here. Root your feet, brace your abs, press that bell overhead, pull it down. You'll feel a little more core here as you have to find some stability in less bases of support. Place the bell underneath. Whew. Repeat on the other side. Switching those legs, get yourself organized. It's a hip hinge, a pull to that rack position. As we press out of this position, we're trying to keep that bowl of punch, or the pelvis is singular pelvis, as level as possible, as well as the ribs staying over top of those hips. We'll take 2 hands, Place the bell down. Let's push forward and back to hop together. Can't wait for set 3.
Set 3 coming up, but we're back to the bar, working on those mobility exercises for the hips. Let's turn those feet out again to that first position and then tendu or point a single leg to the front. We'll go in on the hip now, kneecap towards facing the bar, and then turn out of that hip, kneecap to the middle of the room. Repeat again as we turn in on that hip and then finish with our turn out. Take that leg from the front to the side, just like that second version of the squat. We're turned out currently, so let's turn in on that hip, keeping the knee nice and straight, and keep the hip forward as we again turn out, inseams face forward. Repeat one more exercise of the turn in. Repeat one more time on the turn out, and take it from the side towards the back. Now lead with that heel forward, and we'll go all the way through to that front tendu point position, and then hips go forward, toes lead back, straight knees of course, and take it from the back to the side, and the side to the front, and then hips forward, back to first. Let's just hold our first position. Find the balance. Right now, maybe stay on that flat foot, or right away, could we get towards that nice demi-point balance? The toes point down, the toes connected to the floor are drilling down into those floorboards, and hold for a second longer, and then return to the first position. A shake, a wiggle, and a gentle rotation of the hips now on the other side. We're in our first position. We'll take our leg to the front. It's turned out at this moment, so let's turn it in, keeping the standing hip pushing forward. Then turn out again. Repeat one last time on an internal rotation on the femur on the hip, and then a turn out. Take it from the front towards the side. We're currently turned out, so let's switch it up and turn that in. Now as you turn out here, emphasize that that lateral facing hip, this one right here, stays forward. Then turn in, then turn out, and then utilize that turn out again to navigate to the back corner. The heel leads forward. We'll brush all the way to the front. Then the toes lead us all the way to the back, and we'll turn out of that hip from the back to the side to the front, and then back to that first position. Find that ankle or coup de pied balance here, and with the ribs over the hips and the knees nice and straight, challenge yourself accordingly, but could we find that demi-point rise right away? Breathe, stack the hip, the shoulder right over that foot on the ground, and then return to the floor like it's easy, shake and wiggles, and our third set of press.
So we did a standing press, we did a lunge press. Next is our kneeling press. Let's get there with our knees towards over our toes as we did our warm up to our wrists. Knees towards over toes, heels peel up. Soft landing, don't knee your kettlebell. Extend your hips. We'll use our hip hinge to pick up our kettlebell. Personally, when I press from this position, I have my toes tucked. You can either have them pointed behind you or tucked. Pick one. Hip hinge, grip to rack, hips extended. Hup, press bell overhead. Hup, press bell overhead. Still have abs here. Hup, press bell overhead. 2 hands on. Place it down. That's that little hinge. Extend. Same thing other side. Hinge to pick up. Pull to rack. Hup. 1. Inhale down. Hup. 2. Inhale down. Still plank-like tension through the core and the cheeks. And then hip hinge to put it down. Let's try to stand up with no hands as we rock back. Find the heels and press through to toe.
Ooh, nice. That nice balance of some upper body strength and the hips. Welcome to the bar class. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. But until then, let's get those hips rocking here.
Or 9 other friends, because we're 9 away from 1,000. Whoa.
So close, so close. So here we are back to that first position stance. Hand on the bar. Let's integrate the plié shape, the bend knees, and then another leg out front. Land toe ball heel, and now press off the back leg, pointing the toes, and then bring that leg all the way through. Reach that same leg that just moved, land toe ball heel, flick the toe to the front, and then connect the heels together. Repeating to the side, so it's our squat plié, out to the side then, and I'll push towards the bar to connect my heels together, and then I'll land, toe ball heel, and this time I'll push towards Lauren, and then the heels come back together. To the back, it's knees over toes. It's a single leg back. I'll push forward to transfer my weight, and then fully connect heels back to first, and then back to the front, land toe ball heel, flick the toe out the back, and connect. Little bit of, yeah, sure, let's do it. I like it. Working on We'll go knee bends, out to the side, push one way, go the other, and then reach, toe ball heel, and then push one way, go the other. And then we'll climb right up to that passe position and stay on that flat foot if this is your challenge for today, or with the assistance of the bar, fingertips should help so much. Just light touches, of course, and hold for a second or two longer, and then return to your position underneath. And a shake and a wiggle, and repeating that en-croix pattern, and then the balance at the end. It's knee bends, check. It's tendu out front. Push out the back, connect the heels back in front. Then point to the back, push to the front, heels connect. It's out to the side now, a squat, a reach, push one way, connect heels, reach, and push the other to return. Knee bends, diamond shapes, reach the single leg back, point front, heels connect. Now reach front, toe ball heel, finish the point out the back and return, and then to the side. Knee bends to the side. Point, connect heels, and then reach, push one way, go the other, and then back up towards that passe or knee position. The toes are down, the knee is side, the hips are level. We have two of them, one pelvis, two hips, and then squeeze your butt cheek and perhaps again find that demi-point rise and hold. Light fingertips again should help just enough to maintain your composure and then return to the floor. Shakes and wiggles, of course, and our fourth set of press.
All right, for that fourth set, as we warmed up, we'll end up in the splits. So just for fun, something fun, because that's what we like to do here, is could you find the floor with no hands?
Whoa.
Yeah, I know that got a little wild.
No
However,
hands.
you'd like to sit down here, and we're going to set up into that splits position with your kettlebell in front of you. In this position, to keep tension up through my legs, I do like to have that dorsiflex or foot pulled to shin position as I press here. Your bell is close to you, you'll use a little bit of a hip hinge, pull to the rack. Maybe you stay and hold because this is new for you, or you press for up to 3 towards that overhead position. Breathing, pressing, and then with 2 hands, we'll place that bell back down. If you're not comfortable in this position, maybe you go back to that kneeling or that lunge, or just hold the rack or hold body weight. Same thing, second side, another set of 3. Up 1, inhale down. Up 2, inhale down. Up 3, inhale down, place it down. Now, just as we did on the down, could we get up with no hands? Try maybe a different way than you have the past couple times to stand up.
Awesome. So many variations. We like to stick to those basics, but add those little tweaks in there with those unique challenges like no hands to the ground, upside, or working your way back down. But now we're going to work ourselves to the bar and continuing to work from that first position. How are we feeling, Lauren?
Super
Ready
great.
to rock? Okay.
Yes.
Little time under tension, balance is here. So let's pull up to the ankle. We've been there. And let's pull up to the knee. Let's straighten the leg out to the side, and then drawing a forward circle or toe towards the knee, little half D shape, and then extend back. Repeat twice more as we'll draw this inside circle, and then nice extension. And then one more time to the knee, and then out. Now cut that corner back to the knee, and then gesture that foot all the way forward. 2 more if we can, up to 3. Small circles are allowed, of course. And then one more time to finish. Back out, return to the knee, and we've done enough balancing here. Let's return to that first position. Developpé, enveloppé, or going circles both ways here. I might have got those words wrong, so let's just stick to English as we continue here. So
remember to check your balance in this exercise, making sure
Good cue.
you're not hanging on that bar.
Good cue. Lauren's always after us, this Lauren and the other, to keep the weight on the front of the foot so you could find that releve balance at any time. Great cue. So pull up to the ankle, and we could do the D shape from down there, or from the knee, and extend. We went front first, so we'll go to the knee, and then back out on the extension. To the knee and back out on the extension. Nice and slow.
No, it's supposed
harder.
to be fast on the way in.
And then in,
out,
and then out.
In,
Back in, and then out. And final one, out to the side. Find the passe one last time, and then back down. Finishing tall. Set 5.
All right, it's presser's choice here. You're going to choose one, you can't do all of them. Do it press from standing, press from lunging, press from tall kneel, or press from your splits. What are you going to choose?
Tall kneel.
I'm going to press from my lunge. So let's assume the position you so choose. Set yourself up. Tall. It's a hip hinge no matter where you are to pick it up to that rack position. And 3 presses again. Use that up to get that bell overhead and to keep the trunk strong. 2 hands on. Switch something if you need to. And let's do the same thing, on the other side. Hip hinge again to start. Pull it to the rack. Up 1, inhale down. Up 2, inhale down. Last time. Up 3, pull down. 2 hands on, place the bell down. And then no hands.
No hands. And no kettlebells needed for the last bits of today's practice. So we'll take those kettlebells and just find them to the back side of the room here. And I'd like to share one more exercise at the bar, and then we'll hand it over to Lauren, exploring those movement clocks or a similar weight transfer in the center. So back to the bar, here we go. We're in that first position, and here we're working on those Battement-inspired exercises, safe but ballistic leg raises to the front and then to the side. 3 each position. So be tall, light grip on the bar, and that tendu or point shape to the front. From out front, we'll be lifting the leg and returning it to that exact same spot. 3, 2, lift and down. Lift it and down, and then one more time and down. Now rond that same leg out to the side. Challenge yourself without the balance as we lift and down. Lift and down, and one more time, up and down. Now circle that leg right back to the front as only one this time, and we're gonna hold it there for about a count of 4 seconds. Up, off the ground. 3, 2, 1, blast off, and hold it. And squeeze your standing leg and straighten those legs down.
He's not very good at counting.
1 repetition to the side, straight legs of course, 3, 2, 1, up, and hold it, and hold it, and hold it, and then down and together. I know, I can't count, we all know that, but it's all good, take your time, find some tension, be ballistic when you can, and know when to maybe just call it done for yourself.
Also try not to meet yourself up there. Look how high I can get. No, keep your body upright and that pelvis nice and parallel the whole time.
Sounds good. So we have that feet in our first position, and just do that tendu or leg out front shape. Squeeze your standing leg butt cheek. We need that stability to then have the mobility in that other leg. That's 1. And 2, and repeat 1 more time and down. Now open in the hip to the side. Where's your weight distributed? Cramp that standing leg,
1.
And up, great. And 2. And 1 more time, up and down. That was a little quick. So to the front. Now we're gonna hold it for that 4 count. 3, 2, lift, and hold for 4. 3, straight knees, tap down. Take it to the side. Cramp those butt cheeks. 3, 2, 1, lift. Oops, 3, 2, 1, lift, and hold.
Tap
and hold.
down.
And hold. Whew.
I did 4 seconds, you started late.
I know.
4 really quick Mississippis.
You know what to do on that side? You gotta switch sides here. Yeah, we should switch sides. Yeah.
Sorry, I got confused there. We are switching sides. This is much better over here. For our weight transfers today, don't get too excited. We're not done holding those legs. Let's turn ourselves open to that first position again, and then we'll point a leg to the side. Let's just get tall on our standing leg hold. Then toe ball heel, pull yourself over to get stacked on the other side. Then we'll come back again and we'll add on. This time, can we get stacked first? And then in space, push down to try to find that rise. And hold as high as you can for 3, 2, heel will descend, toe ball heel across, same thing other side. Up, over first, squeeze the cheek, breathe but brace the abs, hold, and then control the down. This time we'll pull ourselves across to our bent knee. Here's where the leg lifts will come in. Let's point the leg out to the side, pull it in, lift it up and hold for 3, inseam forward, 2, tap down, stay the same height, pull across. Other side, hips stay level, leg pulls in, inseam stays forward, lift and hold, 3, 2, tap down, pull across. Back to that other leg again. We're going to lift it to the side, but then we're going to bring it to the front. Let's hold it there. It's pulled in. Our toes are pointed, reaching long. We'll reach it back to the side, tap it down, pull ourselves across. Other side. It lifts from the side, then it lifts more as it comes to the front. Hold. I see the inseam of my pants. My toes are pointed. Then I lift it to the side again. Down. Ooh, it's getting spicy in here. Let's do that again, but we're going to add some stretches. Staying stacked. Try not to lean as we do this. Hold. Let's keep the leg to the side, but stretch the bottom leg. Whew. Then let's bend the bottom leg. Bring the leg to the front. Stretch the bottom leg. Hold. Bend the bottom leg. Reach the leg to the side. Toe ball heel across. Last one, I promise. On a bent leg first. Lift, hold. Then stretch, lift it higher. 3, 2, bend to the front. Hold. Lift it as you straighten that bottom leg. Now straighten your bottom knee even more because it's probably not. Then rebend it. Bring it to the side. To center. 2 feet. Bent knee, one more bent knee balance. Hold. We'll try to stay with those heels high off the floor as we straighten the knees one last time. Breathe. Then heels will land. Toes will point. Oh.
It is spicy in here. We've experienced a lovely late summer here as we are in that month of October. So it's a little bit warm, but those challenging exercises, those time under tension pieces with leg holds and kettlebell strength are sure to get your systems fired up. Fired up.
Good. Thanks for joining us tonight in today's barre class. On Saturday, we'll be live at 8 a.m. for our body weight class for crawling, as well as single leg squats, more of them, and some play towards our upside down handstands. In the meantime, check out our website, our Patreon page, and like and subscribe. Let's get to 1,000. It's so very exciting for us. So thank you for joining us along the way. Until next time,
take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon. Have a good day.
Goodbye.